Welcome back to the Rational Millennial. Today I want to cover a quick topic that I've been getting some questions about over the last probably 6 months or so, from friends, from some colleagues, different people reaching out, asking me what I like to read. So I'm just going to do a quick book review. This is going to be a side note from some of the stock coverage that I've done, some of the investment tips. I will be putting out a video on that as well tomorrow morning, covering some of the stocks that I've talked about here, dating back now about 6 weeks. I'm going to do an update on how those stocks are performing. But again, this is going to be a quick book review for stuff for anybody interested in what books there are to read out there on investing or on financial markets or personal financial planning, things like that. I'm going to cover a couple of those with you here today. So sit tight. Again, these are some top reads, top recommended books that I personally enjoyed, and I think you will too. So stick around. If you like what you see, click that like and that subscribe here. Give the Rational Millennial a little love. We're going to the moon. I'm not a hyper-focused reader. I don't read 20 to 30 books a year, but I do try to read about 8 to 10 a year. So I just want to cover a few that I've read over the last, let's go back 3 or 4 years. And I'll give you a quick little snippet on each one and maybe what I liked about the book specifically. So book number 1, I'm going to go with an all-time classic. This is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. If you don't have it in your lineup, highly recommend purchasing it on Amazon. It might be $10 or $12. This is a fantastic book. It's a little over 200 pages. This will change your life the next time you try to win an argument or you negotiate for a raise or what have you. So that one, highly recommend. Another book on investing, or just in general the markets, let's go with Liar's Poker. Fantastic read. Obviously everybody knows about the movie. This guy, the author Michael Lewis, also wrote Moneyball and The Big Short. So I'm sure everybody's seen The Big Short. This book is what it was based off of. Again, Liar's Poker, Michael Lewis, fantastic read. Another fantastic book, Trump, The Art of the Deal. Regardless of your thoughts on him politically, this is a fantastic book. Super easy read. It's about 350 pages. I read this 2 years ago as I was finishing up graduate school, and it is awesome. I'm not the best at negotiating, but this guy is incredible at it. Another book by one of my all-time favorite companies, it's about one of my all-time favorite companies by a fantastic co-founder. This is called Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. He was one of the original founders of Nike. Him along with Bill Bowerman were able to start Nike back in the 1960s. All-time great companies. I love this book. It's also about 375 pages. I read this in probably 2 days. Fantastic book. Next one here, Think and Grow Rich. Great read. I've read this 2 or 3 times. It's super short. It's only 250 pages. You can skim through it. Really awesome. This has been around for a long, long time, over 19 million copies sold worldwide. It is by Napoleon Hill, this copy. This is also like maybe $8 or $10 on Amazon. Here's another one. I really do like Michael Lewis. I don't know what anybody's thoughts are on him. If you love him, if you also like him or you don't like him, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on Michael Lewis. This is Moneyball. Again, not only a great book, but was turned into a fantastic movie about how Billy Beane was able to take the Oakland A's to an unbelievable run into the playoffs. And when they were supposedly projected to be the last team or the worst team in all of baseball, he did it using numbers, math, and statistics. So that, highly recommend it. Here's another Michael Lewis book. Just picked this one up about maybe 2 months ago. Read it over like a little winter break time, Christmas read. This is called The Fifth Risk. This one is really short, 235, 240 pages. Can read it in a day or two. This is about the fifth risk involving in and around government access and control. and potentially, you know, what a botched presidential transition means for or meant for our country over the last couple of years and what it can mean moving forward. So not so much about investing, but also another great book by Michael Lewis. Finally, I'll give you one last one investment-wise or about money, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Kiyosaki, Robert Kiyosaki. This book is about 400 pages or so. Unbelievable read. If you want to learn anything about investments or starting a business or just simple guidance around taxes and how to pay yourself first, this is the guy who's putting out gold, and this is a great book. This is another book. I read this in graduate school. I read it before graduate school as well, but I reread there. It's called 0 to 1 by a fantastic businessman, Peter Thiel. So if you can pick this up, also probably really cheap on Amazon. I think this one's only like less than 200 pages, but it's called Notes on Startups, How to Build the Future. Peter Thiel, again, founder of PayPal. He's an early investor in eBay, and he's also the founder of Venmo. So Peter Thiel doing some pretty amazing things in financial technology. Another highly recommended book. Again, this is another book I read in graduate school. It's called Nudge. Right here, Nudge is by Richard Thaler and Cass Sunstein. Improving Decisions About Health, Wealth, and Happiness. This is a little bit of a slower read. It took me a little while to finish this one. I kind of did it in sections, but it's about 275 pages, and it's just about how to making choices, how to go about making the right one and not looking back. So great book. And then here are some that I recommend that aren't really related to investments or finance or the stock market, but this one, I read this a couple of years ago. Fantastic book. It's called Miracle in the Andes. This is by Nando, Parrado. It's 72 Days on the Mountain and My Long Trek Home. This is one of the survivors that was in the crash, and I highly recommend it. This book is about 300 pages. You can find all of these on Amazon, honestly. So great read. That will change your life. Pick this book up in the fall of 2020. 2020, I did a lot of reading. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you did as well. With COVID happening and things being locked down, I just had a lot of extra free time. So I spent it, reading and working out, going to the gym and working. So this is a fantastic book. If you do not have it, please take the time. It may take 2 minutes. Go on Amazon.com or go to Barnes & Noble's, pick up a copy. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. He's not only an inspiration, but he's super into fitness and working out. He was a Navy SEAL. He got through Army Ranger School. He did the Air Force, top service level of the Air Force, whatever that is. I can't think of the name right now. Special ops training, but I think he's one of only 2 people to ever make it through all 3 branches of service: the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force in their very top tier training group, like the SEALs, and it's graduated from all 3 of those classes. He's now an ultra marathoner and really an inspiration. So great book. Here's another one. I picked this up. Actually, a friend gave this to me. Shout out to my buddy who is also an avid reader. One of my roommates from college. It is called The Glass Castle by Jeannette Walls. She also wrote Half Broke Horses and The Silver Star. This was about a 300-page book. Highly recommend it. This book definitely highlights how you can go about being grateful for some of those things that maybe you were overlooking. So take a look. The Glass Castle. Finally, here we have another really good book. Highly recommend it. It's a top seller on Amazon. Ton of great reviews. Able to see it. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Another book about the Carolinas and just kind of battling through some things in life, some hard times. And this one was another read from this past summer into the fall. So great book. There's a list of maybe 15 or so. I have probably another 15 or 20 I could go through with you here today. But I just wanted to give you a peek into some of the books that I read, and maybe they might be able to help you with some of the struggles you're going through, not only financially, but personally and mentally, emotionally as well. So, The Rational Millennial. I'll see you soon. Thanks.